The sun is shining, there's no wind, it's late September. We're going to go on an epic bike ride around the north west of England, and we're going to see some castles. Today, tomorrow, we're going to go for a little ride around the North Yorkshire Dales and back through the Lake District. Without further ado, let's get kitted up and let's get going. It's going to be epic, let's go. Okay, there we are, we made it to our first castle, Clitheroe. Clitheroe Castle is a ruined early medieval castle in Clitheroe, Lancashire. Its earliest history is debated, but it's thought to be of Norman origin, probably built in the 12th century. Had to walk up in biker gear. Here we are, at the foot of Clitheroe Castle, over 800 years old, overlooking the picturesque town of Clitheroe. The ancient keep. The keep is the second smallest surviving stone-built keep in England. The museum, which we're not going to go into today. So here is our first castle, Clitheroe Castle, first of 5 today. Castle number 1, checked. Now we've got a fairly short ride out to Skipton, and we'll go and head over to Skipton Castle. Skipton's a beautiful town, so I look forward to showing you that. Okay, just had some breakfast and a little drink, so now we're going to head on to our second stop, which is Skipton. I did have a little panic because as I got off the bike, we do have a bit of an oil leak. However, I did top it up this morning. I've got a feeling I may have just slightly overfilled it, and as the oil's expanded as I've been riding, it's just overflow coming out. So I'm going to go to Skipton. I'll see how it is then. We may need to turn back, but hopefully we'll be okay. We'll be able to carry on the trip. Okay, so here we are on the second stop. We're just at Skipton Castle now. It was a very nice ride over, long sweeping roads on the I can't remember what it is, the A59, A something or other. A lovely ride in, so we're going to have a look around our second castle. Skipton Castle's over 900 years old, and it's one of the most complete and best maintained castles in the whole of England, so this should be a bit of a treat. Not going to lie, it's quite nice to take all the bike gear off for a bit. It's absolutely sweltering today, definitely overdressed. Skipton Castle also managed to endure a 3-year siege during the English Civil War. Now, I don't have time to go in the castle today, but we're going to have a little walk around the front of the ground, see how close we can get to it, just because I've got a lot of riding to do. But if you do come and visit Skipton Castle, you can explore every single inch of it. You can go in the banqueting hall, you can go up on the towers, go down to the dungeons. It's really open, and it'd be a great experience if you're into castles and you've never been here before. Here we are at the impressive gatehouse, and we're going to go inside and see if we can get a walk around the grounds. Okay, this is as far as it'll let me into the castle without paying for a ticket, but I just want to give you a quick view of what it looks like from the outside. Oh, look at that. The wedding at the church at the castle, how nice. And now we can make our way to Castle Bolton. Finally made it to my third castle of the day. This is Castle Bolton, a 14th century castle based in Wensleydale, Yorkshire. That's right, Wensleydale, famous for Wallace and Gromit. That's where the cheese comes from. That was a long 2-hour ride here as well. Unfortunately, I've put my winter trousers on because they've got some armour and protection in. I don't have any leathers at the moment, so it's been rather hot on the way here. However, I've got myself an ice cream, a nice mint magnum. Very happy. So now we're going to have a little look around the ruins and take a look at the castle. Bolton Castle is one of the best preserved medieval castles in the country and dominates Wensleydale with its commanding presence. The castle was built by Sir Richard le Scrope, who was Lord Chancellor of England during the reign of Richard II, and it is still owned by a direct descendant of Lord Bolton. Construction of the castle began in 1378 and took around 18 years to build. It was designed as a fortified residence rather than simply being a military base. The castle's most famous resident was Mary Queen of Scots, who was held in custody there in 1568. Okay, so I thought we'd have a little look around this one today. We've arrived just in time. There's a falconry display just about to happen, so let's head down to the gardens and check that out. Here we are. Behind me is Bolton Castle, one of the best examples of a maintained castle, most authentic in the UK. It's privately owned still, so it's actually maintained not too clean like some of the other castles we've maybe seen today.
Other owls though that are what we call a subspecies with eyes in the front of its head fused to its skull. As a result, he's got binocular vision. It's a great flight, straight over some head. You are a clumsy thing, you weren't supposed to slow down.
And now we're going to take a short ride to Barnard Castle. Okay, here we are, we've made it to castle number 4. This is Barnard Castle. Some of you may remember it in the pandemic. It's where you come to get your eyes tested. Can't find very much information about it right now online, so what I'll do, I'll fill in a section all about Barnard Castle now. Barnard Castle was begun soon after 1093 on a dramatic site above the River Tees. The castle was built to control a river crossing between the Bishop of Durham's territory and the Honour of Richmond. The cliff top inner ward shows the remains of fine domestic buildings, including a magnificent round tower of around 1200. Okay, now we're back. Let's have a little look around. It's the second wedding I've seen today as well. What a lovely day for a wedding. These people have really looked out. That's a pole right in the way. That's the last castle of the day. So now I'm going to take the long A road all the way into Penrith. This is not the most exciting stretch I've ridden on this trip, but sometimes you just got to get where you're going. Okay, we're ready to start day 2 of the epic trip. I arrived in Penrith last night. I was met by my lovely girlfriend Rebecca, so that was good. So now what we're going to do, we're going to head down to Lowther Castle and then through the Lake District and on to Lancaster. So it should be quite a good day. Not quite as much riding as yesterday, but should still be fun. So just arrived at stop number 5. This is Lowther Castle. It's not technically a castle, but a country estate that's called a castle. So we're going to have a little walk around and check it out. That's probably where I would have lived if I was alive in these times. Compared to that, you got to wonder how wealthy these people were in history to build country estates like this. I wonder if anyone alive now is rich enough to actually build something equivalent. I can safely say that's the most stunning view I've had so far on this trip. And I'm not talking about the country estate. Beautiful, beautiful house. Well, what a day to be here. After a summer of horrible, horrible weather, we finally get a nice weekend for a trip of castles around the northwest of England. If you want to know what is quintessentially English, this is what we're looking at. A stunning history. Now we're going to carry on through the Lake District. We've got some of the most stunning scenery the UK has to offer here. There's not going to be a castle in Bowness, but it's such a beautiful day, I thought we'll stop there for a couple of hours and hang out for a coffee. nice little ride through the Lake District around the Lake of Ullswater. Thought I'd make a little pit stop in Bowness-on-Winderemere. It's actually a favourite place of mine. I've spent a lot of time here over the last few years. So a little pit stop, no castle here, but I thought I'd just come and hang out a little bit. It's a beautiful day, so why not take in some of the scenery? Found some nice bike friends, so that's always good fun. I think Rebecca needs to park somewhere. No idea how she'll get on. Could take a while because it is rammed here in Bowness today. Well, after a nice couple of hours chilling out, having a cup of coffee, it's time to head to our final castle of the trip, which is Lancaster Castle. My last stop of the tour is Lancaster Castle. Here we are. It's a medieval castle, one of the best preserved in the UK, and for a while it was actually at work in prison as well. So let's go and have a little look around and see what we can find out. How do you, right? Again, another perfect weekend. I could not have planned this better, and what a great way to finish. Lancaster's got so much history, beautiful city, definitely worth a visit if you're coming around here. Okay, so that wraps up my castle tour of the Northwest. That's 6 castles we've done, over 2 days and 300 miles. So all I've got left to do now is just a ride home. So let's head back and we'll see you there. Thank you for following along with me. If you'd like to subscribe and see more of these videos, please do like the video, do subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.